Okay, yeah, and I forgot. My bad. I forgot to touch on another topic, so I'm making this a part two. I love IPAs, man. Like I used to hate them, but now I love them. It's crazy how that works. I recalibrated my taste buds. That's what it is. But okay, I want to tell the quick story about how I end up recalibrating a woman's pussy, and then she ended up going back to her ex boyfriend, and she would tell me all the stories about how he would have sex and how she hated it. Um, so I remember, okay, I think I told y'all a story about the guy whose girlfriend I took from. Long story short, man, I fucked that dude's mom like years before I'd even met his girlfriend. It was a weird situation, man. Like I was going to college and his mom worked as a janitor, no shit, at the college. But I mean, his mom, like she looked like she was like at max 30 years old and had this like amazing fat ass and thick thighs, but like skinny waist. Like she was just but like back then I was I don't know, maybe 22. I was a fucking idiot, man. I didn't know what I was really looking at. I just seen a fat ass, skinny waist, and and she was a good looking girl. So I talked to her. She was probably about 45 at the time. Now looking back, but she was that one out of 1,000 who naturally kind of keeps her looks up. So yeah, I ended up talking to her. I ended up fucking her, and just never talking to her again because I was in a reputable program at this shitty school. So when she would see me going to those programs, she started like treating me like, "Oh, you think you better than me?" type shit. Because she was, like I said, she was a janitor, and I was like in like probably one of the most difficult programs at this small shitty school, to be honest with you. But whatever. Okay, I fuck her, right? So years later, I'm working at the school as a tutor for college. I was tutoring college students. I tutored English, math, chemistry. I worked in a writing center, so I'm good with writing papers. Uh, so years later, I end up working with her son's girlfriend, and her son's girlfriend was like 20, or was like eight. No, she was like 18, 19, or some shit like that. And this point, I think I was maybe like 23, 24, maybe. I don't know. But I was a little, long story short, I was a little older. So, but I didn't even like. But the reality is, I didn't know that they were even related at the same time. So I get with her. I remember hearing her say she had a boyfriend from time to time, but like it was one situation. I just liked her, so I would just like chase her, and then she finally started like I said, she stole my number from the school and would call me and then tell me stories about her boyfriend, and then she would call me every night or text me every night and tell me stories about her boyfriend that she was with at the time, which was the janitor's son. Um, and long story short, she ended up coming moving in with me, and so I fucked her, man. Like I like because like I said, she was like 18, 19, 20. Her boyfriend was the same age. So he's a younger guy. He's like much younger. And I'm like, I think no, I was about 25. So I left the military. I was about 25. So like, I mean, I would pound her like so every like in public, so like everybody could see her through the window in my apartment. Like if you knew where I live, you would know what I'm saying. Like anybody driving by seeing her tits smash up against the window with my fingers down her throat and just like giving it to her from the back type of everybody's here. They're like, I had her in so many positions. I had her doing all types of shit, man. Be honest, I had her. I introduced her to the whole "thank you, daddy," like your dick tastes yummy, daddy, all that crazy shit. You know, well, that's not the craziest I've done, but for her, it was a lot. And she even like wanted to bring other girls into the bed and stuff like that. But for some reason, I think we just never got around doing that. But she would tell me like she would point when I said I want her to come with us, type of thing. But we never made it to that. I don't even know why exactly. But no, where I'm going with this is sorry for that 3 minute long bullshit explanation. But where I'm going with it is okay, when we fell out and she moved out and then she ended up going back with her ex-boyfriend, she was then keep calling me every night, like when he would go to the store. Oh yeah, Anthony's at the store. My bad if I just, if you might be that dude, but hey man, I rather you learn it from me. I rather you hear it from me to hear it from somebody else. Because like as a man, we know what happened. But yeah, he she would come and say, yeah, he went to the store. come over and just come over and shove your dick up my asshole. Like, why he's at the store? I want you. Come on, just come over real quick and just shove it up my asshole. He's in the store because he doesn't know how to fuck right. Like, and she would tell me stories how, like, yeah, he, his dick was smaller than mine, or like he couldn't last long, or all he did was just literally just hop on her, hump her a little bit, and then hop off, and she would just be like, "Oh, that's all you got to offer." Like, see, because I recalibrated her pussy. And it got to the point where he would be like crying, and like he knows my name like to this day. Like, I guarantee you he does, man, because I fucked him up. Like, me fucking his bitch like fucked him up. Like, that was like a milestone in that poor guy's life. Like, it really was, man. Like I would get so much coming back to me. Like, yeah, like he, like, if he flew to Afghanistan and heard my first name spoken, he would immediately think of the dude to fuck this bitch. I guarantee it. Because I guarantee it, man. I fucked him up. And the only reason I'm laughing is because, like, he tried to turn into this whole like fighting game and all this, and she was just playing the fuck out of him the whole time. That's why it's funny to me. But I recalibrated her pussy to like that dirty, nasty shit. Like I say with women, once you introduce them to that, the first time, like I've had other girls, like the first time they might be some old they run out the room and run type of shit. But then I guarantee you every time they're gonna call you back. Every time. Because you unlocked it in them. You unlock that part of their brain that they didn't even know they had. See, this is what a lot of people don't like to talk about, especially on this topic, because it can be a sensitive topic for some who aren't ready for it. But once that part of your brain gets unlocked and you've been exposed to it, just like maybe it's like drug use, like cocaine. You may swear against cocaine because you never tried it, but once you try it, then it's like, oh, I gotta do cocaine all the time. This shit's fucking great, and you turn into a cokehead type shit. And it's the same thing with sex. Like with her, she was one of those. She had never had somebody like me in bed, and if she got somebody like me in bed, and going back to what she had before just wasn't enough. Her vagina had been recalibrated. You see what I'm saying? She can't even get wet for that shit anymore. But then the story, man, it was a sad story. Like, she ended up getting a heart attack and dying. It was a real sad story in the end. Yeah, she, like I said, she's dead now. She's not alive anymore. She was 22 when she died. And it's fucked up how I even found that out. But yeah, like her pussy had been recalibrated. You see what I'm saying? Like, once it be like, it is what, like, okay, because let's say, like, now from men's points of view, from my point of view as a man, and calibrating what turns me on. Now, guys can strictly get off to a woman that is just the perfect body type for him, and basic sex on top of that. Like, that can be enough for us. And then other girls, they may have to do more freakier shit to get our attention, to be like, oh, this is actually kind of hot. But see, guys, we're more visual. Women are more mental. Like, you got to break them. Like, see, women, I can't tell you how. And now this is a real touchy subject. And now I don't advocate this at all in any way. But now she told me that she had been raped. This one girl told me this woman. She told me she had been raped, and she obviously, like, she hated it because it's rape. But she told me what happened, like the whole story, what happened after it. And she doesn't tell many people this, which for some reason people always feel comfortable telling me this shit, in my normal life, not when I'm counseling them, but it's just in normal life. The reality of what happened was she would actually go back to that same spot at the same time on the same day for like weeks and months after that, hoping that guy was there to do it to her again. That's another part of the reality. I don't know who that is. Somebody keep calling and text me. But yeah, like, that's like, once your brain gets unlocked in something, like, you are now officially down a whole other path. And usually, like, the least resistance is to kind of accept it and move on type of thing. Because some people, they try to fight it, and it just causes much more problems in the end. And like I said, like with the ex who I recalibrated that pussy, because she wasn't built like that mentally. And there was another girl, I recalibrated her too. I had her so calibrated. So when I came in the room, she would just get up and just get on all fours and just bend over. And just be like, and that's just how she just like she had been so like mentally warped. But like this is what I'm saying. Like when she likes you, like her vagina is going to be it will be open. And I'm not saying like I raped her or anything like that. Like I wouldn't. I'm definitely not on that about that life. I'm not going to like rape a fucking like be like you know what I'm saying like legit hold down a woman who's like fucked up and force my dick up in her vagina type shit. No, I'm not. I'm not saying I'm going to do that. But like I said, like when you, but what I'm trying to say is when you calibrate her vagina, like it's calibrated for you now. So like she is going to do what you want sexually because she wants you sexually. But when her vagina is not calibrated for you and y'all fucking once, twice a month or some shit like that, like or she needs foreplay to get it open to open her up, she don't like you. It's just the she doesn't sexually like you. She likes you as a buddy. See, she likes you as a nice, and that's another thing I want to touch on, like the nice guy. Like, see, nice is exactly what it is. Nice does not mean my pussy gets wet for you. You see what I'm saying? Nice means nice. Nice usually okay, nice even at its core translates into I can get more out of you than I put into you as far as relationship goes. That's what nice means. And if you think about nice, yeah, that lady's nice. Why is she nice? Because she's smiling and she's giving me more affection and attention than I gave her. That's why she's nice because you don't have to earn it. That's like the brutal definition of nice. That's what makes that woman nice. You see, or that man nice is because they're giving you more than you give them. You see, that's what nice is. See, nice doesn't mean I'm coming over and I'm like sexually attracted to you to do whatever the fuck you want type shit. But that's a whole nother conversation, man. I feel like I've been rambling too long.